Hey guys, good morning again. Happy Friday. We're going to do things a little differently today. I'm going to be doing a couple 30-minute Pilates um, exercise routines for those of you who might not have a full hour to get some of the work done, but want to still feel like you have a kind of well-rounded practice. So I'll be doing two of these so that if you have time for an hour, it's kind of like you get two practices in one. So we'll go ahead and get started real quick. We'll begin on our back. Lying down with the knees bent and feet grounded to the floor, lining the knees and feet up with your hip bones and the front body. Arms stretched down but angled out with palms facing up and shoulders rolling open. Crown of the head reaching to the back of your mat, chin landing fist distance from your chest, and letting the eyes close. Begin to take a slow and deep inhale through your nose, and then a steady stream exhale out through your mouth. Pilates breathing, yeah. Breathing in to fill all the way up. Exhale, make sure you empty out completely. Squeeze the breath out all the way down to the bottom. And from there, breathing in, pull from lower belly into ribs, into chest. Exhale, empty from chest down to ribs. And again, squeezing through lower belly. Expanding your ribs on an inhale to fill up your lungs. Knitting the ribs back to midline as you squeeze breath out from start to finish. Keep an easy inhale through the nose. But now cultivate a very strong, powerful, forceful exhale through your mouth. Breath out now is very audible. Breathing in with ease, the belly will rise, core stays relaxed. Breathing out with power and force, those muscles begin to engage. Core is contracting, belly is firming. Just stay here for the next few moments to really focus on building up relationship between breath and core. Pulling the abs in even deeper each time that you breathe out. Keeping yourself clear-minded and focused. Let's do 2 more cycles here. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Once more, inhale. On your exhale, firm up your belly, lift your feet off the floor and slowly pull the knees into the chest. Place your hands on your knees and start to draw circles with your legs. Use your hands for guidance as we don't want our hip flexors to take over. We want our legs to be along for the ride while we massage out the lower back region. Take a moment then to pause and reverse the direction. Deep inhales, strong exhales. Good. And then go ahead and bring the body back into still. Let's release our feet back to the ground, and once they have, step them out so they're a little bit wider than shoulder width. Knees the same. Wide stance with your legs. Arms are going to come out to a T. Press them into the ground. Use them as stabilizers. As you breathe in now, I'd like you to lower your legs to the right as you look over your left shoulder. Take your time. Then exhale, firm up belly, lift legs, lift head, back to center. Then breathe in, lower your legs to the left as you look over your right shoulder, getting a little rotational movement here. Exhale, pull it back up, as well as some mobility into our hips. Again, legs to right, looking over left shoulder. Lifting with powerhouse strength. Legs lower to the left, looking over right shoulder. And then exhale it back to center. Let's do 1 more to each. Inhale. Really try to keep your midsection nice and steady as best you can. Once more. Good. Once you have returned to center, step your feet back in so they're hip width distance apart. Ankles are beneath the knees. And then let's take those arms and reach them all the way down long beside us. This time in close, feeling your fingertips really reach down to your heels. When you breathe in next, take both of your arms, lift them up to the sky, reach them overhead, and seal your ribs down and imprint your spine. Exhale, you're going to circle the arms out wide and back down beside you. Reach to the heels. Again, inhale, arms overhead, core contracts to prevent the back from arching. And then exhale, circle out and down. Let's add to this now. Inhale, arms overhead, just like they had. This time as you exhale, lift up your head, neck, and shoulders, circle the arms beside you, but now the arms land in a hovered position just beside you. Then come back down again, breathe in, arms overhead. Belly firms, we peel up, eyes to navel, arms to hover. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, so we're getting mobility into our shoulders, as well as warming up into our core. Once more here, breathe it in, overhead. Circle out, down to hover, stay here, stiff like a board, those arms are, shoulders plugged in and down. Pump those arms, move nothing else within you. For 10, breathe it out, 9, 8, control, 7, isolate, 6, good. 5, keep pumping, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently come back down and rest. Turn the head from side to side. Good, let's go ahead, bring the head back into still. Let's draw the right knee into the chest, hold on with both hands. Let's stretch the left leg to the ground and flex the foot. Hug the right leg into the body to stretch your glute, to stretch your lower back. As the leg is hugged in, drop shoulders down from ears. Thank you. And then draw circles with your right foot just to warm up your ankle. And then reverse direction. Good. Bring the foot into still. Release that. Let the leg stretch out long. Flex that foot. Draw the left leg in. Both hands will hold on. Clasping is helpful for more strength and support. Hug leg in, nice and close. Shoulders draw down away from ears. Stretch your back side. Circle your left foot around. Good. Reverse direction. Wonderful. Foot comes back into still. Keep your left knee drawn in. Release your right hand. Draw your right knee in to meet. Right hand on your right knee. Perfect. From here, let's go ahead and release our hands. Take the arms down close beside and press into the floor. Let's take an inhale while we're here. Exhale, slowly extend both legs away from your body. Point those toes. Find length, length, length. Draw the knees back in again on an inhale. Some leg extensions. Exhale, take your time. Closer to the ground is more intense. Higher to the sky is more ease. Draw the knees back in again. We're going to take 4 more. If you want more, head and shoulders can come up. Arms can come to hover if you wish. Good. Draw in again. Inhale. Really use your spine as an anchor here so that you don't wind up sliding around on your mat as the legs move out and in. Good. 2 more times. Good. Draw in on an inhale. Excuse me, bud. Exhale. Extend the legs lat long. Good. Draw the knees in. And then if you had your head up, go ahead, return it down. Hands on your knees. Rock gently side to side. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and lift both legs to the sky next. Pointed toes for length. Dropped in tailbone for alignment. Holding onto the back of your right leg with both hands. Begin to lower your left leg towards the floor. Once again, the spine is an anchor for you. And if you ever want more heat for the abdominals, head and shoulders can be lifted for this as well. But I do want us to really focus on, though, the backs of our legs mostly. We're stretching out our hamstrings. 2 pulses in with the right leg when you breathe in. Exhale, switching it out. Left leg is held. Pulse it in twice. Inhale. Switch it out on the exhale. We're going to continue this movement here and take your time. Slower means better control and sometimes even more work for our body. If your head is lifted, eyes towards your navel, chin is still fist distance from chest, and keep those shoulders dropped away from the ears. Toes again are still pointed the entire time so that the legs stay stiff like a board. We don't want our knees to be bending. That will lose that stretch into the backs of our legs. Let's do this for 5 more seconds. 4, belly in firm. 3, steady breathing. 2, 1. Good. Let both legs meet together at the sky. Head lower as if it were up. Draw knees to chest. Moment to rest. Okay. Let's get into a little bit of hips next, but through core exercise. I'm going to take just a brief quarter turn so you can see me better from this angle. We're lifting our legs back to the sky, toes are pointed, and have a subtle external rotation of thighs. On an inhale, I'd like you to open your legs into a big V, the biggest one that you can create within your own body. Use your inner thigh strength, exhale, and belly strength to pull the legs together again. We'll just start with this movement here, getting into our hips, opening on an inhale as wide as you can take them. And then engage inner thighs, squeeze, and bring them together again. We're gonna add to this now. Open the legs, breath in. This time on your exhale, cross your right leg over your left leg, bending your knees and wrapping the thighs tight. Hold on to a leg with each hand and gently pull legs into body. Drop your tailbone back into the floor and hold this stretch here, focusing on the right outer hip. Good. Take one more breath in here. On your exhale, go ahead and release the stretch. Lift your legs straight up to the sky. Uncross them, point the toes. Then inhale the legs, open back up again. Big, big V. This time exhale, lift the legs, cross left leg over right leg. Hug them tight and draw the knees in. Holding onto the legs, pulling the legs in closer, but then dropping the tailbone back down to the floor. Focusing now, of course, on your left outer hip. Breathing into that space. Broadening your chest, lengthening the back of your neck. Good. Take one more inhale here. When you exhale, release the stretch. Start to uncross the legs, lift them to the sky, point your toes. Now we're going to go through a little bit of inner thigh strengthening, core strengthening with everything that we've done here. So we're going to take an inhale to open the legs. Exhale, cross right leg over left leg and give your thighs a big old squeeze tight. Then unravel, open up, breathe in again. Exhale, left leg over right, cross, hug, squeeze. Uncross, open wide, breathe in. One more each, cross right leg over left, squeeze tight. Unravel, open wide, breathe in. Once more. Good. Uncross the legs, lift them straight to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, knees to chest, feet to the ground, rest. I'm going to take another quarter turn here. So you can move back into position. From this space, I'd like you to lengthen the legs all the way to the ground. Flex your feet, toes to sky. Hug legs to midline and stretch arms overhead to the back of your mat with the ribs sealed down, the pubic bone zipped to navel, and the spine imprinted. Here come our roll-ups. Inhaling, begin to peel up, arms, head, shoulders. Exhale, use your belly strength to pull your body upright to seated. Then you're going to hinge slow, fold over your legs. Deep stretch to your back body, head relaxes through your arms. Stacking tall as you breathe in. Rolling down nice and slowly by tucking your tailbone, driving out through the heels of the feet. And using your core strength to control you to the very bottom. Never let your legs relax. We begin again. Inhale, begin lifting and peeling. Pull all the way up, sit up tall. Hinge and deep stretch here. Stack upright on an inhale. Look straight ahead as you come down to exhale. Feel the arms almost pull behind the ears for more of a challenge. We're going to add a bit to our roll-ups here. Breathing in. Everything starts the same. About tips of shoulder blades is when you breathe out. Hinge and fold. Here is where we change. On an inhale, come up to seated, and as you do, bring your arms into a cactus position, 90, 90. Then as you breathe out, use your core strength to twist your body to the right. Center, breathe in, eyes stay at horizon. Hug between the shoulder blades, twist to your left using waistline strength. Come back through center. Let's do one more to each, not shifting the legs at all. So bringing this all into your waistline. Center, breathe in. Take it to the left. Come back through center, lift your arms straight up to the sky and roll down slow. So we will strengthen our shoulders, our upper back, the arms, just to hold them in that position through that core exercise. Let's do that again. Inhale, begin lifting up. Feel the legs anchor down as the heart lifts up high. Hinge and stretch. Stack to seated, pull the arms out into a cactus position. Draw between the shoulder blades and down your back. Squeeze the breath out, twist to your right. Arms do not move independently, they move with the rest of your body. Take it to the left. Make sure the elbows are level with your shoulders. Wrists are just above your elbows. Again to the right. Center on an inhale. Then to the left again. Come back through center. This time on your exhale, gently fold forward. Let your feet relax, arms and head relax. Take a couple deep breaths into your back body. Again, breathe in big. When you breathe out, go ahead and slowly roll yourself back up to a seated position. From this space, we're going to sweep the legs around and we're transition onto our back side so we can, we're going to transition onto our stomach side so that we can strengthen our back side. So go ahead and do that. We'll start with our hands underneath our shoulders. Arms hugged in tight to our sides. The elbow should point straight back to the heels, and the forearms should be lifted off the ground. Your legs stretch back long with pointed toes. Tops of feet are pressed to the floor. Forehead resting on the ground to keep the neck in line with your spine. Take a breath in. Exhale, press your hips into the floor and lift up the head and the heart as one unit. Don't press down with your hands, but keep them lightly connected to the ground. Come back down again on an inhale. We're strengthening between the shoulder blades and our belly, our core. Again, exhale. Hips press down and head and heart come up. As the head and heart lift, shoulder blades draw in and down the back side. Come down on your inhale. We're going to do 2 more of these. Hips down and head and heart lift up. You're still holding a fist distance between your chin and your chest here. Lower down on an inhale. So you'll always be looking at the ground with this. Exhale, arms hug in, hips press down, shoulder blades draw down the back side, and we stretch forward through the crown of our head. And then go ahead and release to the floor. Pause here. Now let's take both arms and extend them out in front of us. Your arms right now are framing your ears. That will never change. Let's take a breath in here. Then exhale, press the hips down. Now arms, head, and chest all come up as one. It might be a smaller lift this time. Lower on an inhale. So we're getting more into our middle back muscles and strengthening. Exhale, arms, head, and chest. Slowly pull up. And then float it back down. And we'll do 2 more of these. Exhale. Inhale. Once more, exhale, find slow pull up, hips as your anchor, arms frame the ears, and then float back down and pause. Now we'll cross one arm over the other and rest the forehead on the arms like a pillow. Make sure that your feet here are shoulder width distance apart. Hips, once again, are your anchors. We're traveling down to lower back and the glutes. Let's take an inhale. Then let's squeeze those glutes. Exhale, lift the legs off the ground, point and reach back with your toes. Lower the legs back down on an inhale. Again, squeeze the buns and lift the legs. And then lower, slow and controlled, breathe in. Let's do 4 more of these. 4. Notice that we're not kicking the legs up quickly. We're literally pulling them and peeling them off the ground. 3 more. Activate the glutes first. Press the hips into the ground. Use those both as support for your lower back. Good. 2 more. Bring it down slow. 1 last time. Good. And then slowly take the legs back down to the earth. Once you have uncrossed the arms once more, extend them out in front of you. 1 last back body strengthener. We're going into swimming. Lots of control is needed in the front body with our abdominals. So make sure those are really nicely engaged. Let's take a breath in here.
Again, your hips press down, and then everything lifts off the floor. Arms, head, heart, legs. Stiffen up the arms and legs like a board and begin to paddle the arms and legs up and down without letting the head and torso move. Keep your chest lifted, keep your breath steady, and continue to swim for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then rest. Slide the hands underneath your shoulders. Very, very slowly and gently come into a close like a child's pose. Bring the legs together. Gently sit back to your heels. Fold into the thighs and let the head rest down. Breathe into your lower back. So inhale, send the breath there. Let it go. We'll do that twice more. Send the breath to your lower back. And then dump it out. One more time. Breathe in deep. Breathe in low. And then exhale. Release. Wonderful. We're going to come out of our child's pose and we're going to do some side leg strengthening. So let's go ahead, start on our left side to begin. Lying down, making sure you're in a straight line and you're stacked up nice. We're going to take our right hand onto the hip and point that elbow to the sky. Flex both of your feet, and you want your entire left side body that is grounded to press into the floor to act as an anchor. Then your top leg is going to hover with a subtle inward rotation of the leg. Then you're going to line your neck up with your spine by looking straight on. And here we go. On the exhale, we're going to use our outer hip strength to lift that right leg up a little bit higher, push through the heel, and then hover the leg when you inhale. Again, squeeze the breath out and lift the leg up, firm up the belly. Hover the leg when you breathe in, and we're going to do 4 more of these. 4. And then hover. Everything else is like a statue, nice and controlled. 3 more, lift. And then hover. And we'll do that twice more. Lift. Hover. 1 more time. Exhale, slowly pulling the leg up. Taking it down half of the way. Pointing the toes, locking and stiffening up our leg. Let's draw circles slow and small. A lot more core is needed here, so pull that belly in even more deeply and reach through those toes. 3, take control. 2, use your left side. 1, pause. Let's reverse it. Breath in, breath out. This movement stemming from the hip joint. 3, 2, 1. Let's pause. Let's flex the foot once again. Let's pulse it. Micro lifts. Always emphasize the upward motion, never the dropping of the leg for 5, 4. Bring it up. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. Gently take the leg all the way down. Once it has, bend the knee to the ground in front, and then take a moment just to quickly tap out the hip. Break up the lactic acid that does get built up when we do those movements. Okay. Let's go ahead and straighten that left or right leg out. Rest on that left arm, reach right arm to sky, spread fingers, palm forward, shoulder head plugged in, pointed toes and hugged in legs. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, let's lift the head and legs off ground by cinching into the right side body. And then lower on an inhale, very small lift. Don't use that left arm. Exhale, waistline work to lift head, to lift legs. And then take it down as you breathe in. We'll do 4 more here. 4. And take it down. 3 more times. Good. And then bring it back down. 2 more. Squeeze it out. Good. Control as you return down. 1 more time. Right hand reaches higher to the sky as we find lift of head and legs. And then gently come back down. Let that arm release as well. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and transition to the other side. So however it's easiest for you to get over to your right side body. Lining up, stacking up, hand to hip, elbow to sky. Push out through your heels. Now your entire right side body from that arm all the way down to that foot is pressed to ground to help you. Hover the top leg, inward rotation, and lining neck up with the spine. On your breath out, left hip muscle now pulls the leg up, and then you hover the leg, breathing in. Again, exhale. As the leg is lifting, make sure it doesn't start to roll out and open to sky. Keep the knee and the toes pointed forward. Let's do 4 more. 4. And then hover. 3 more. Good. Take it to hover. We'll do that 2 more times. Lift, slow. Good. Hover. Once more. Exhale, slow pull up of the leg. Taking the leg down half of the way. Pointing the toes. Lock it and circle it. Take your time here. Pull the belly in tighter. Support your upper body. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Reverse direction. Inhale, exhale. 5, 4. Point those toes. 3. Keep that elbow steady. 2, 1. Pause. Flex. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Higher lift. Tiny movement. Keep it all in that left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then gently take the leg down. Bend the knee to the floor in front. Tap out that hip. Okay. Now let's take that left leg, straighten it all the way out, meeting your right. Rest on your right arm. Lift your left arm to sky. Palm forward, fingers spread, shoulder anchored. Toes pointed, legs squeezed. Here we go. Breathe in. Body's all firm and ready. Let's lift the head. Let's lift the legs using our left side body strength. Come down on the inhale. And that is why the lift is so small, is because our waist is doing all the work to lift our whole body off the floor. And then come back down on and inhale. Let's do 4 more. So we never want to kick up quick, right? Because then we'd be using momentum and not strength of our muscles. So we take it slow. We don't worry that we're not getting up that high lift. That is not the purpose of this practice, right? It's about stabilization and strengthening those deep, deep rooted muscles. Good. Take it down, breathe in. Let's do that 1 more time. Exhale, find the lift. Brief hold here. And then gently take everything down, arm included. Once you have, let's go ahead and press up to seated now. Get a little stretch for those outer hips. Let's see what we have for time. Perfect. Let's come into butterfly stretch. Soles of the feet are going to come together. The knees are going to come out wide. You're going to either hold on to your feet, ankles, or shins, depending upon where your feet are distance-wise from your body. You just want to make sure that you're able to sit all the way upright to begin. You're then going to pull back on the legs to hinge forward from the hips, and then start to slowly melt forward over the legs. Be mindful that you still maintain length. So even though you're rounded, imagine your navel, we're trying to reach up to your toes. And then instead of letting the head hang completely, I want you to look at the floor, but just like a foot or 2 in front of you. Breathe into your outer hips, inner thighs, and lower back. Let's do a couple more here. Breathing in, breathing out. 1 more time, inhale it. As you exhale, start to roll back up, stack back up. Head will be the last thing that lifts to come to neutral. Once it has, go ahead and cross the legs, sitting up nice and tall with arms beside you, hands lightly grounded for support. As you breathe in, take your right arm, reach it up to the sky. As you breathe out, keep your sits bones grounded and stretch over to your left. Breathe into that right side body. And firm up the belly and stack up tall and let that arm float down beside you. Other side, left arm on an inhale, reaching straight up to the sky. Get a lot of length to your side. And then stretch over to your right. Make sure that left sit bone stays rooted to the floor. And you're going to breathe into your left side body. Exhale, firm up the belly, stack up tall, and let that arm come down. beside you. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and stay seated in this position. Now, instead of the hands lightly touching the ground, let's turn the palms to face the sky. As you breathe in, let those arms reach out to the sides. Let them lift up high to the sky. Touch the hands above your head, and then pull your hands to heart center. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, arms sweep out. They lift up. The hands connect above you, and then the hands pull within you. Heart center. Let's do that once more, guys. Inhale, reach your arms high to the sky. Pull those hands straight to your heart. Bring your chin to your chest. Bow in, closed eyes. Take a brief thanks for yourself here that you showed up to the work. You did connect the mind, the body, the soul through breath work, movement, and of course, connection. So thank you guys very much for this 30-minute practice. I hope you guys enjoy, and there is another one on the way. I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful rest of your week.